What is flipped learning? In order to understand what flipped learning is, we must first look at how classrooms traditionally have operated. In the traditional classroom, the teacher spends most of the class time lecturing students. The contents of the lectures revolve around teaching students factual information specific to the curriculum, for example, the sequence of events that led up to World War II, or providing instructions on specific procedures that students are to master according to their curriculum expectations. For example, the steps to carry out a mathematical algorithm, or the elements and structure of an essay. Students are to apply factual or procedural knowledge they were intended to learn during class. They are to demonstrate their learning and understanding through the completion of homework assignments done outside of the classroom and outside classroom time. The problem with traditional classrooms is that students lack the appropriate level of engagement and interaction with the content they are meant to learn. Social constructivist pedagogies have found that people construct their knowledge and understandings based on personal experiences and through communicating, interacting with one another. This meaningful engagement with lesson content isn't readily practiced in the traditional classroom. Students are passive receivers of information who individually engage in learning materials through listening to classroom lectures and through independent homework completion. Flipped learning, however, has the students engage in lectures on their own time prior to coming to class. The teacher is responsible for creating and delivering online lessons that students can access from home. The students are responsible for engaging in and reviewing the material prior to class. As per our previous examples, here the students might be able to see the process of carrying out a mathematical algorithm, or the elements and structure of an essay, or the sequence of events that led up to World War II prior to coming to class. Classroom time is then dedicated to collaborative activities that are designed to illustrate understandings of the material that the students previously reviewed. The classroom learning is social and activity-based, so students can communally build their own knowledge and understandings instead of having information dictated to them. Essentially, the lessons are delivered in part via online lecture. Then the students come to class to continue the lesson and partake in what would traditionally be regarded as homework activities. Regardless of the nature of flipped learning, there are still some drawbacks. A digital divide among students due to unequal access to technology. It requires teachers to be much more tech-savvy in their classroom creation and takes in-depth pre-planning. Depending on your lecture style, some lectures, whether delivered online or in person, are still a poor method of instruction. Teachers give up some control in giving students the responsibility for their learning, as it is up to the students to review content online in order to be prepared for class. If students are given control for their pace of learning throughout an entire unit, different students may be engaged in different lessons within the unit simultaneously. This might make it difficult to manage the variety of content that is addressed during class time, as some students may get ahead while others lag behind. This, however, can be avoided in having the teacher control the release of lesson material within a unit. However, it may still be difficult for the teacher to appropriately divide their one-on-one time with all the students based on their specific needs. Because classroom engagement is collaborative and activity-based, the classroom tends to be talkative and it may be difficult to monitor off-task behavior. The teacher may find it difficult to develop tests that assess acquired knowledge. Arguably, the pros for using flipped learning methods may outweigh the cons. Lecture material becomes accessible anywhere there is internet. Parents can easily access and engage in classroom content. Material can be provided in a way that addresses some barriers related to ability, as students can use headphones to compensate for auditory deficiencies, or text can be uploaded alongside video files. Students can also pause and repeat lessons according to their own learning needs. If students miss a class day, they can still access the information that would have been covered according to specific lessons. Students can immediately draw on additional online resources to clarify lecture material and compare questions to address during classroom time. Teachers can then spend time with students to address their individual needs. Classroom time is dedicated to concept engagement rather than concept acquisition. Learning is made richer through interactive, collaborative activities that illustrate concepts. This can lead students to become more confident in their self-acquired, self-constructed knowledge than they might be if they had been trying to memorize information from traditional lectures. Students receive instant feedback from teachers and peers regarding their understandings, and teachers have instant access to error detection in student thinking. Thus, students don't get stuck or frustrated with homework problems. Students are more likely to engage in online lectures than to do assigned readings. If you'd like to learn more about flipped learning and would like to access the academic and non-academic resources from which this lesson was built upon, please do so via your online classroom under the Resources section. Note, the academic resources focus primarily on flipped learning theory, where the blogs and student-teacher feedback focus more so on the pros and cons of flipped learning. Thank you very much, and enjoy your learning.